Barely Behaving, where marriage is petty, parenting is wild, and no, we don't want your advice.
Welcome back.
I was going to say it. You don't say the introduction.
Welcome back.
You're not good at that part. Welcome back. It's a turd. Why you got to tease me before I even start?
I'm not teasing.
Then what is that?
I'm trying to participate.
Okay. Welcome back to Barely Behaving. It's Becky and Jason. He's already on my ass.
Welcome back.
I put a question box in my Instagram stories. Yes, I'm going to stare you down so you don't fuck it up. So you guys could ask some questions. And so we're going to do that today. Is that cool with you?
Yep.
Even if it's not, that's what we're doing anyway.
Okay.
So fuck off.
Good. Why do you have a bruise on the side of your leg?
I don't know. Probably from one of the kids. They probably hit me with a Nerf gun dart. Is it hard to raise two boys?
No.
Okay, well, let's dive into it a little bit. We don't know any different. We know raising boys and that's it.
Okay.
I don't know. This is just our daily life.
Okay. Is that the answer you wanted? It just is what it is. It's better than no.
I just wanted you to participate in
I am
giving a response more than one word.
Oh, okay. No, it is not difficult to raise two boys because I don't know any better. Just like you just said, I don't know any better.
You're not making for an interesting podcast if you can't have a conversation.
Okay, cool.
What's your favorite Disney movie?
Like, are we talking Pixar, cartoon?
There's not anything specific. What is your favorite Disney movie is the question.
I don't know. I don't really have one.
You don't have a favorite?
I don't think so. I like them all.
There's nothing that really like jumps out that I'm like, oh, I love that. I mean, I loved The Little Mermaid. I loved The Lion King. I loved Aladdin as a child. Cinderella also. I had that in the VHS plastic case.
I think I kind of like Toy Story 2.
Toy Story's good.
Toy Story 2 is
What's the one that always makes me cry?
Toy Story 3.
Oh,
That's
my
the
God.
tearjerker. God, at the end of that, ooh, it brings you to your
I
knees.
can't. We watched it the other day because
Right.
our 6-year-old
and
wanted
then
to watch
back to
it.
back with Up.
And then he watched Up, and I was like,
Oh my God.
what? At the beginning of that
First
movie,
15
forget
minutes,
it.
the first 15, 20 minutes of that movie, you might as well just makes you want to put a bullet in your head.
And then the end, when he's looking at my adventure book.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh
it
my
gets
God,
you twice.
all the things-
It gets you twice. Well, I want to know in that particular movie, you had a jar full of coins and you got a blown tire and you had to crack that jar of coins and use all that money. Remember in the beginning what they were saving money for to go, let's just call it vacation.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so if you're selling balloons at the zoo, maybe have some ambition and move up, make more money, then you get it done. How about this? You used all the money when it was like almost full to replace a tire that got a flat tire.
Yeah.
Now, are we on the same accord that a flat tire costs the same amount of money as getting to Paradise Falls?
I don't know.
Because you need a bigger jar than that. If
Right.
that jar
That's
only
true.
paid for a tire, I mean, do you have like 30, 40 more in the background somewhere?
don't
Do you think you could sell your house and downsize and maybe use that as
I
collateral?
don't think children are thinking of it that way. They just see it and generally go, oh, they had to use all their money. It's just something in life came up. So now the thing that we really wanted to do, we can't afford to do it anymore. Or any money we were saving to put towards it, it's gone.
Okay, well, I think they need to think a little bit deeper than that.
I don't think
'Cause if
anybody's
you're
thinking
looking-
this deep other than you. But the bigger question is, what were they going to do there at Paradise Falls? This didn't look like a vacation destination. It was a beautiful view. There wasn't a resort there.
They were
There was
explorers.
nothing.
They were going to go through and explore, like with the
With a tent.
Panama Jack hat type scenario.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like Jungle Cruise type thing.
All right.
That's what I think.
So your favorite movie, you still don't have one. Oh, Toy Story 2, you said.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm saying, like, I really like Inside Out. I think it's really cute. And I love how it explores, like, the emotions of children and stuff and adults and how that's really a thing. And they just, brought it to life. And I like that. How did you and Jason meet? We talked about it on the last podcast. If you don't know that, go back and listen to it. In high school. The end. Who deals with conflict with the kids, me or you?
Depends on who's home and depends on what's happening.
Right. If, like, I've tried to do something, to tell somebody something 700 times, I'm just like, can you go fix that? Because I'm done. Like, I'm done for the day.
But usually it depends on who's closest. But I mean, there's really, besides one annoying the other one or one saying something over and over that's annoying the other one, they don't really get into fisticuffs at the moment or fights or arguments.
It's just the conflict of like, he did this or he said that or he's doing this. Like the tattletaling is really fucking
it's usually
bad.
whoever's closer at the time. If we're both home, it's whoever's closer.
Yeah. You know what you do sometimes? Is you're like, hey, that's going on over there.
Yeah, because you do it more gentle.
I do.
I'm just, you be quiet, you sit over there. That's it.
And you come in and
I don't care about the feelings. Just you go there, you go there.
buck your feelings.
Just pretty much. You sit over there, and be quiet. That's it. No more.
Yeah, it's true. You're a little more to the point, and I like to try to.
I'm not interested
soften
in
them a
your
little bit.
emotions. I don't. At that point, I don't care. Just stop the noise.
Like it's just
Yeah.
this circular fucking thing.
Yeah. I'm sure everybody deals with it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if there was a third one, just imagine if like a third one was like dropped in there. A
No.
third boy. Like, oh
No.
my, holy shit.
No,
Like
and
everybody just shut the fuck up.
No, and people are like, "Are you gonna try for another one?"
No, trying
man.
time's over. That's it. We had a good 12 years to try and do something before we could get financially set for the first one. And then we were like, do I want another one? Yeah. Then we had that. And I mean, I understand people have babies well into their 40s. I'm not saying that you can't do it. I'm just saying I feel like, at 45, I don't really feel like waking up at like 12:30 or 1:30 and being like, fuck.
Yeah.
And you're
He's
fucking
crying
dog
again.
tired, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that again. I kind of want to move on to the next phase.
Yeah, I don't want to start over.
No, I don't.
No, I'm too tired and too old for that. You know, I mean, we had our first. I was 33.
Yeah.
I was 38.
Yeah.
Had our other one. Our oldest was almost 5 when our second one was born. So
4 and
that's
like,
the age gap because people have asked that before.
it's like 4 and 10 months or something.
Yeah.
It's okay. It works.
Somebody asked me where I like to get my clothes. Lululemon. That's really, I mean, I would like to buy clothes nowhere else. It's just,
They're pretty comfy.
it's comfy. I live for athleisure.
But-
You have a lot of Lululemon too.
Right, but MeUndies.
MeUndies.
For underwear
You know what?
is bomb.
I have shown those underwear in many
Multiple.
videos.
Yeah.
I have tagged them and
Yeah.
they have yet to reach out and say, "Hey, let's work together."
I do like
Give
their
me some-
stuff, and their sweatshirts too were good.
Yeah,
Are
it's
good.
really, we like their underwear. They're very soft and I live in Lululemon like just every day. What's your favorite cologne you want Jason to wear? None.
No, the
I just
colognes
like
were
I like the smell of your deodorant.
the native
deodorant.
Yeah.
But cologne, you don't wear any now, and I
No,
don't wear
it's too much.
perfume.
It's too
but
much.
you used to wear Acqua di Gio.
Ooh, I also had in
Ooh.
high school. I had Cool Water. That was a good
Yes,
one.
But Acqua di Gio was my favorite.
Yeah.
If I smell that now, that reminds me of you in high school. 1,000%.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was high school. Also, to touch back on the clothes to wear. Next time I go to Disney, I might come back home with like a sweatsuit, a Walt Disney World sweatsuit, just so you know.
Why would you get a Walt Disney World sweatsuit?
Exactly. Your answer is exactly why.
Do you want to tell the people about the track suits you used to have from Puma?
Those are pretty cool too.
Did they have the snap away on the side? No, they didn't.
No,
did
they didn't.
Okay.
But they were.
But you had some Puma track suits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was special. How did I start my online profile and gain followers? I just started putting shit up that was like my daily life with my family.
Right. Exactly what we're doing here.
Yeah, I just put it
That's
up.
what it is, and people catch on. Great. If they don't, at least I'm doing something that I don't mind doing.
Yeah, there's nothing that really feels forced about any of the content that we put out. The stories that I tell, those are real fucking stories.
Everything is real. I don't care if people think it's not. Everything is real.
And
Whatever
any
it
of
was.
the things where I say stuff that I said to my kids, I have said all of those things to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what it is. And then I just compile it. I have in my notes app, I just compile things that happen and then I make content out of it.
That is correct. So that is true. So
That's how it started. I just started putting stuff up about being a mom and the wild side of motherhood. And I didn't want to put out the whole like influencer, and I fucking hate that word, where you're having these picture perfect videos and this and that and the other thing. And no, let's just be real about it, because we're all experiencing this thing being as parents. And it's not rainbows and unicorns all the time. Let's talk about the silly side and the ridiculous side of it sometimes. And let's laugh, because if we don't,
oh no, the majority of life is nut crushing, so it doesn't really matter.
so let's
it's
giggle about something.
ego crushing. It's like one thing after another is like fuck. Mm-hmm. It's always fuck.
So I just put out stuff that makes me laugh, and it makes you laugh. Then I love that for us. If you had the house to yourself for an entire week, what would you do? I would purge.
The house would look exactly the same when you left it, and there would be one seat that would be used.
Oh, that's your answer?
Pretty much. I wouldn't be doing anything. You know, with the bed, I would just, the sheet open up, climb in, sheet closed. I would not have to really do anything. I would have one fork, one knife, and a plate, and it would sit. Like it would be like
full
however
bachelor style.
you left the house, you come back, man, it's still clean in here. Yeah, it's because I don't want to wash shit.
So if I had the house to myself for the week, I would throw shit away in this house that nobody sees, that nobody remembers, and I would throw it away. and I would clean up and have everything be perfectly wonderfully in its place as if nobody lived here. And I would just walk around and enjoy the calmness and cleanliness that does not exist when everybody's here.
If there was a ball on the floor, the ball will still be there.
Well, you do that now. You walk right over it.
That's right, because it's a battle of attrition. I want to see who's going to pick it up first.
Do you know how many times there's been like a Lego piece or something like in a place where everybody can see it?
Yeah.
And it just stays there.
Yes.
And nobody picks it up.
Right. I do it on purpose. It's a battle of attrition. I want to see if I can outlast you. And I can.
Yeah, because I can't stand it.
That's right.
The mess is so chaotic to me. I need things to be put away. And I know that that's not possible all the time just because that's life and you can't have this perfectly organized house all the time. If you do, if there's an online profile of like this perfect fucking bullshit, I call bullshit.
Okay.
You're creating it for the internet to see, and that's fine. No hate, but that's not real life.
No.
It's not. There's going to be shit on your countertop that you're going to have to clean off.
Yeah.
There's going to be crumbs between the couch cushions because kids are kids. And there's going to be a spider web in the corner in the back of the bathroom. Yeah. That's it. How's your summer going with your kids?
Pretty good.
Fine, but I'm tired. Do you do homemade pizza or takeout? Always homemade.
Homemade, have to, because about the allergies, you don't want any cross-contamination, especially the one guy with the cheese.
Yep.
So that we have to use the fake cheese, and I can regulate how it goes on. So
does any pizza place have vegan cheese?
Never asked. I've never
asked. Our little one's never had takeout pizza in his whole life.
No, he's probably not going to.
Because he can't. He's allergic to milk.
He could have it without cheese on it, but then you don't know if there's like cross-contamination of dust because he instantly goes to the throw up. He takes
full
like fucking 20 minutes later, it's projectile vomit.
No, it's awful.
Yep.
It's awful. So we don't do that, but always homemade. And Jason makes the pizza, homemade dough, everything by himself, and it's fucking delicious. Yep. Thin crust, like Chicago tavern style. That's what I like. And when you hold the piece up, it doesn't flop over. And I know some people like the flop over. I think that's New York.
I don't know.
But just crisp crust all the way through, perfection. What's an accomplishment you are proud of?
Making kids.
That's a good one. I'm proud of what you and I have done together on all these social media platforms. I'm also proud of having kids. Being able to do that while raising kids and while having a marriage that works and being able to balance it all. And it feels good to do everything.
Yep.
I'm proud of that.
I'll go with that. Yeah. I'm just surprised we had kids. That's all.
You're surprised we had kids?
Yeah, with all the trouble that we had. That's why it's such an accomplishment.
Yeah, that's
having kids.
True.
That's why I picked that.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. We did go through infertility. So.
I had to J off into a cup and had people look at it.
You did.
I'm not the problem.
I was the problem. I have PCOS.
I had so much. They were impressed.
Nobody said that.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody said that.
I remember it vividly.
Yay, sperm.
Yep.
No, I have PCOS, which means that I don't ovulate regularly. Well, I do now, but before we had kids, when I got off the pill my hormones were fucked.
The pill fucked you up.
I was so messed up. I got off the pill at 30. I started at 18 until I was 30. So I was on it for 12 years.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't get a period. My face broke out like a teenage boy. I was so embarrassed.
You had to get regulated.
I had to take medicine. We tried acupuncture. We tried Clomid. Like with the
Western medicine did not work.
No.
It was the Eastern medicine that reset your body and everything else.
I did acupuncture twice a week. I did have a miscarriage before our oldest. We did get pregnant naturally, and at 9 weeks, I think I lost it.
And then 6 months later, I think you got pregnant again.
Yeah. And it was all natural. Going to acupuncture, I started getting my periods again.
Yep.
And it
There's
was
no pills,
it was wild.
Cutting out dairy.
Yeah. Oh, and I cut dairy out. I read an article that said that dairy can exacerbate PCOS, and literally read that and was cut dairy cold turkey. The end.
Yeah, and I remember sitting in that fertility clinic and the guy saying, "Oh, you'll never be able to do this on your own." Boom.
Twice,
we did it
bitch.
3 times. Technically 3 times. So
True.
Shove that in your ass, buddy.
Don't think that you can't do it.
Right.
And don't think that it has to be through fertility. Now, some people do.
Have to. I get it. Get it.
Like if your uterus is fucked up and it can't get in there, or they got to find the sperm that actually works.
Yeah.
Yes.
There are things for that, but don't get discouraged.
No. I read books about it, the mechanism of it, and that the needles conduct energy. And so basically it's rerouting the energy to the place that needs help.
Yeah.
And an acupuncturist knows what those
I just wanted to
points
throw
are.
that in there that
Yeah.
that guy can.
I think it's important and for people to know that. I mean, because when I had the miscarriage years ago, I didn't talk to anybody about it
No.
because I felt so shameful.
This should be shameful. You're just
I was
disappointed.
Yeah, both. I was both. I was like, my body couldn't do this. So I felt bad about it. And I know other women have been through this, other couples have been through this. But I think the more that we talk about it, makes people feel less alone.
Correct. But also that put you on the path to exactly where we are now with social media.
Yeah, it just opened me up to be able to talk about more things openly, you know, and, help me feel more confident and all that kind of stuff. And so here we are. So
Here we are. There you go.
There's your answer to whatever the fuck that question
Put it
was.
in your pipe and smoke it.
What helps you all connect physically and emotionally with everything going on in your life?
That's too much. I don't understand.
What do you mean? How do we still connect with all the stuff that's going on? How do you and we find time, we talk at the dinner table?
Yes.
After dinner, after the kids are done eating and we're done eating, we sit at the dinner table together and we talk about our day, about things that are on our mind or whatever.
That's bothering us, whatever it is. Ideas for this podcast, ideas for other things, ideas for where do you want to be in 5 years, ideas for what kind of vacation you want to go on next year, like all that kind of stuff.
And then when they go to bed, we talk.
Well,
or when we're going to bed.
Yeah. Right now during the summer, everybody's going to bed late, but normally during the school year.
Connecting physically, that's after everybody goes to bed.
Right.
But I feel like, and this is going to sound so fucking cliche, is communicating.
Communicate.
It's about communication.
Oh, that fucking guy.
It's about connection.
Fuck that guy.
It's that movie. No, it's that movie.
40-year-old.
40-year-old virgin. Yeah, it's about connection. Yeah, no, it is. It's like you have to talk to each other and say how you feel and things you're mad about, things you're sad about, things that you're concerned about. If you don't put it out there, then you can't connect. And if your partner doesn't receive that and they're not able to like give back to you like thoughts or criticism or whatever, then you're stuck. It has to be able to bounce back and forth. Any advice for a first-time mom with a very active 1-year-old boy with lots of strong opinions?
That's on you.
It's just what
I don't know.
You're just going to roll with it. Yeah.
Roll with the punches. Figure out what works.
Yeah. It's one of those things where like our oldest was quiet, calm, cool, just an observer. And our second one came along, and before he exited my vagina, he was already bouncing off the walls.
Yeah, he's swinging from the chandelier with his fucking dick in his hand. That's basically, he's a real fucking...
He's a ball of energy and a ball of opinions, and he's stubborn as fuck. And I don't have advice. You got to figure out what works to communicate with him. In a perfect world, what would yours look like? That's too deep.
I would be sitting on a throne of gold right now. I don't know.
We wouldn't have to worry about money at all.
Wouldn't be doing this.
It wouldn't be. It'd be like Pitbull. Money ain't a thing. Mr. 305.
I'd be Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah, if I could live the life of Pitbull where money ain't a thing.
Well, I don't know how he's doing right now, but...
I don't know how Pitbull's doing either.
I don't know.
But if I can get a PJ, private jet.
Yeah, if I'm flying out in a private jet, I don't think it's too bad.
Good.
But then people are like, well, money doesn't buy happiness. Fuck, it doesn't.
Money makes things a lot easier. It just does.
It just does. I don't want to argue it, but yeah, it just does.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not saying, you can't have a rich life if you don't have a lot of money, because that's not true. But it just makes things easier.
Yeah, it does.
So in a perfect world, money would not be a thing. What's your worst fear? My worst fear is losing my kids and you.
Okay. Being alone.
Being alone.
There you go. Being alone. That's not funny, so let's move on to the next one.
Don't get too deep.
I don't want to get too deep. That's not funny.
This isn't supposed to be therapy for all to hear.
So, yeah, being alone. Right, next.
Has your husband always been inappropriate, or has he gotten better at it over the years?
No, I've always been inappropriate, but you get a nice finesse with it over the years.
Mm-hmm. Well, you get more opportunities.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And I give you opportunities. The boys give you opportunities. Just life.
That's right, because I'm the only one in the family can walk around naked in front of everybody.
Yeah, because we've done a whole reel about this, because this happened at Disney World. What's your reasoning for why you're the only person that can walk around naked in front of everyone in our house?
Because I've got like parts with the boys, and you like my part.
Yeah. Why does your accent sound like you're from the northern parts or the Midwest?
Because you are.
Because I am.
She's nasally.
I am more nasally than you are. Yes.
Nasal.
But we're both from Chicago suburbs. But I am more nasally. That's true. Sorry. It slips out on some words. Like when I say mom.
Okay.
That's very nasally.
Yes. It's also annoying.
Ew. You crack me up. Thanks for brightening my day. You're welcome.
No, you're welcome.
I'm not saying it to you. I'm saying it to the person who said it.
Right. You're welcome from me to you to them.
Okay. Oh, you're saying that you are the one
That's right.
who brings all of the joy to everyone's life? Right. Let's talk about the fact that I had to drag you
Why?
to be in content.
Why? Why do you have to say it like that? So now everybody knows that you're lying, that I'm the talent.
Fucking bullshit. Bullshit.
Okay.
For the longest time, I was like, hey, will you do this with me? No, I'm not being on camera. I'm not being on camera. And look at you now. You finally listened to me.
No, it's because I'm the talent. I didn't want to overshadow you like I am now.
Baloney.
You eat bologna sandwiches, so there you go.
No, I don't.
You do too.
I do not eat bologna sandwiches. I don't think I've ever eaten bologna.
Yes, you do.
And we're not talking about your dick, okay? I don't. Stop.
Dirty girl.
Where do you think I get it from?
I was talking about sandwiches with mustard.
I don't like mustard, and I've never had bologna. So you were not talking about sandwiches.
Next.
Any plans for a book about the inappropriate husband moments? We've talked about that.
Maybe. Not right now. There's too many things going on right now.
Yeah, we've got a lot going on, but we have talked about it. How do y'all come together after a major fight or disagreement?
Well, she usually comes and apologizes first, which she naturally should do. And then I forgive her, and then that's how that works.
That is the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard in my fucking life. No.
It's the truth.
That is not the truth.
I also have to tell her, don't make me punish you again.
Oh my God.
So be nice.
Absolutely not.
Watch your words.
These are lies.
Watch your words, because I really don't want to punish you again. I punished you that one time.
Oh, you did? What did you do to punish me?
I made sure that your glasses, you couldn't see through them with lotion.
Oh, you did. That was a fucking rude ass thing.
No,
that you did.
that was your
rude.
punishment. So now that we're on the same page, you understand that you need to apologize when you get out of hand.
No. But do you want to know what he did do to me? I was in the pool with the kids and we got in some scuffle about something. I came back in from the pool and I had my glasses on the counter and he took lotion and put it on my lenses. So I take my sunglasses off. I put my glasses on and they're just cloudy. And I'm like, the fuck? It wasn't like a fingerprint. It was like smeared. That was rude. So let's get back to the question at hand. No, how do we come back after a disagreement? We both take some time. What?
I sit in the back room and you come and find me and you say, I'm so sorry for getting everybody upset. It was my fault. And I go, I know it was. You're forgiven. Go get dinner ready.
That is not true.
That's how I see it.
No. Because that's not for real life. Don't make people think that that's real.
I'm pretty real. It's legit in my brain.
Please. When we have a disagreement, we'll go back and forth about whatever it is. And then when we both can calm down and not feel so heated about whatever it is, both calm down, then we can come back and have like a real conversation. Okay, this is what I meant. If I said X, Y, and Z, I didn't mean it like that. What I was trying to say was this, and that's what we do.
Okay.
Okay, you don't agree with that?
I agree 100%. I was thinking about something else.
What were you thinking about?
I was thinking about this thing where when we argue, we're not arguing like, I'm going to divorce this son of a bitch. We're arguing like, I'm going to choke this motherfucker out. The divorce has never popped in my head.
No.
I look at you, I'm going to choke this bitch out. I'm going to choke you so hard.
Yeah, and then I want to kick you in the nuts.
That's what I'm saying. And then after that, we're like, oh,
I guess we're okay.
I guess we're okay.
It's true.
Never went that way. It
No.
always went towards someone to choke you.
It's true. That's true. But we don't. We
No.
don't.
No, we don't.
We don't.
No, we don't
But
touch
there's
each
no-
other.
there is
We
no
don't-
physical-
We don't touch each other like that, but that's what the joke is.
It's okay. Yeah, no. We never have said like, I've been so mad I want to divorce you.
No, that's
never happened. It's just couples get in arguments. We agreed about everything all the time. This would not be a healthy relationship.
No, it's not. You don't want a yes man in your fucking life.
No. And neither of us are yes man. So anyway, that's the end of the questions. So did everybody like all the the Q&A from the crowd? I think that was kind of fun.
Yeah, you can do that more often.
We're going to go and thanks for listening. Bye. See ya.